Hey, you want to order a pizza or something tonight?
Why don't we just make it ourselves?
It takes, way too much work. You just order one.
We have all the ingredients right here. Let's just make it.
Oh. Guess we're making a pizza. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Tubby Time. Hope all you are well today. Thank you once again for the support that we have seen so far. Hope you're enjoying our channel and hope you are all staying healthy and fit, unlike us, because we're fat. Today, we are going to be making homemade pizza. Now, this lovely thing, gorgeous thing, introduced me to homemade pizza, and I used to think it was a complete pain in the ass to make, but it's really not. That's what's awesome about it. So, without further ado, let's get started. So starting off with the ingredients here, as you can see, we have a ton of stuff. For this specific recipe, we used green peppers, jalapenos, onions, and cheese sticks for the stuffed crust, garlic, whatever. All this is going to be in the description. You can do whatever you want, and that's the beauty of making a homemade pizza. You can make it your own, just like any recipe we make. I want to bring your attention to that pizza thing Kayla has, the pizza tray. That's great because it has holes in the bottom and allows for even heating, unlike some other things. So
we start off with rolling out the dough. I made this dough with our bread machine about 4 days ago, so we had to put it in the freezer, which you can do. If you make the dough, just a day or two prior, you can just keep it in the fridge. And then, of course, if you don't even want to make dough, you can always purchase it at a grocery store. So here, you did have to wrap it up if you're going to freeze it, and then it was also in the Ziploc bag because it does expand. So once you eventually get all of that unwrapped, we're going to start rolling it out. Be careful, it is pretty sticky, so that's why I have the flour right next to me. You're going to need plenty
just
of
in
that.
case of an emergency, we have the flour. Emergency sticking.
Yes, emergency sticking.
Yeah, you never know.
So now you are going to place flour on the countertop. You want to spread it all out because this pizza dough is going to be pretty big. And you want to roll it all up, make sure all sides have some flour on it. And along with getting flour on your hands as well as the rolling pin. So starting out, just use the rolling pin. You want to try to get it as circular as possible because that's the shape of our pan. You can also do what I'm doing here is you take the edges and you put your hands in fists and you kind of just put it under the dough and pull it apart. If your hands are in fists, it's not like puncturing the dough at all because it's more round. So once that got stretched out a bit, I rolled it out some more. And as you can see, it really makes a difference when you stretch it out as I was doing there. And, you don't have to be gentle with this. It stretches. So that looks pretty good, actually. And that didn't take a long time either. Pretty circular as well. And that's actually bigger than the pan, which is what we need for the stuffed crust, as you will see. So just laying all the sides over the pan there. To get nice and even. So now you are taking those cheese sticks. We cut them either in half or in thirds. We only had, I think, about 4 cheese sticks left, so we had to make do with what we had. Ideally, you probably want about 5 cheese sticks and just cut them in half so it's a bigger portion of cheese. And I'm just putting them all around the edges, and then you fold the extra crust that you laid over the pan now over those cheese sticks. Some parts maybe have more dough than others, but it's okay. It'll bake. It'll look fine. And once all that is folded, I kind of just make sure it's secure at the bottom so no cheese oozes out when it's cooking. Looks pretty good.
All right, to kick it up a notch, we do a garlic butter crust. All we do is throw a few tablespoons of butter in a small bowl. Add some garlic powder, throw it in the microwave to make sure it's melted. You can do regular garlic or minced garlic, whatever. Garlic powder to me is just a little bit easier, so that's what we use. So I just stir it up, make sure it's well blended together, and I'm going to use a grill brush. I just have one of these. If you have some other kind of brush that's not as obnoxious, obviously you can use that, but that's what I have. I just go around the crust. Want to make sure that we coat every inch of the crust with the delicious butter. It tastes really good. And you have leftovers, you could use it for dipping, or you could throw it on the rest of your pizza. I didn't think of the dipping part until afterwards. So, yeah. So I just spread it around the pizza. It's a little bit obnoxious, but it is what it is. It tastes great. Next, we had some leftover sauce. This is just store-bought sauce, nothing special. We threw it on, spread it out with a, what is that thing? A ladle. I can't remember the name. Yeah, spread it out with a ladle and want to get it to the edge of the crust. As you can see there, if you're looking closely, the butter is sort of mending with it. And I mean, it is what it is. You're not going to get a lot of sauce on the edge. You're just going to have a lot of butter. Now, cool thing about that bag of cheese, that's like a 20-pound bag of cheese that you can get at Costco for like $4. And in my lifetime, I've always found that I feel extremely fat if I go to the grocery store and get a bag of cheese. Even the bigger bags, and you use the whole thing, you're like, oh my God, I feel fat. With this bag, sort of a psychological thing, you don't feel as fat if you only use half a bag, even though it's about 3 or 4 times the size. So we just lay as much cheese as we can. We love cheesy pizza. Spread it out with our hands. And then we lay down our pepperoni. It's just a store-bought pepperoni. Nothing special. And we could get really expensive stuff, and obviously that would be a lot better. But the store-bought bags of cheap stuff you find are pretty good, and they last a while. As you can see there, someone can't keep their hands off the pizza because they're hungry. Next up, we have our veggies. Just mince them up or chop them up as small as I could. The jalapenos I kept sliced with the seeds in. I do that because we like to have a little bite of everything on our pizza. We don't like big chunks of veggie falling off and just ruining the whole thing. So we like to have even distribution of flavors in each bite. So I just spread those out as best I could. The jalapenos I was trying to get more of because I don't know what we're going to use those for. So just throw those on. A little touch of olive oil on there as well, along with some pepper and some red pepper. I don't know who invented these stupid tops for red pepper, but I want to find them and punch them, I think, because it never works. It's never enough. You always have to take the top off. Threw down some basil as well and salted the crust. I'm not throwing salt in the pizza there. Just go around, little pinch all around the pizza. Gives it extra goodness when you bite into that stuffed crust. Throwing it in the oven at, what was it? 450?
Yeah, something like that.
450 top rack, because that works for us. And what do you do while a pizza's cooking?
Recap what happened, or you remember from Harry Potter? You're good, right? I cannot believe you actually did that! Sir! Come on, wait, try to get it in my mouth. Wait.
That's what she said. Oh, no, it's under the fridge. God damn it.
You can't eat that one. I can rinse these two off.
Oh, where'd that go?
Are you done wasting grapes?
All right, pizza's looking pretty good. Yeah, we had it in there for
about 16 minutes.
16 minutes. Looking absolutely amazing. Taking it out. Looks evenly cooked. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is your finished product. And here we are. Little bit of color on the sides, but it looks really good. Our oven, as you've seen in previous videos, sort of cooks unevenly. That's completely fine. So, without further ado, Miss Pizza, you can cut it. Hey, it's yours. Okay. Just cut it right through.
Okay.
That is not even cutting through. All right, let me see this.
Okay.
Hear that?
Oh!
Oh, God.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
So I feel like it looks a little juicy.
Well, yeah, of course it does because there's vegetables.
Well, I also did we use too much butter? You think?
No, I don't think so.
It looks really good. Ooh, look at that stuffed crust.
This pizza batter sucks.
All right.
So,
really hot.
It's very hot. Let's just tear this bad boy up. All right, there we go. And here's one piece. Now, as you can see, zero flop. Got some good color on the underside.
Stuffed crust.
And look at that stuffed crust. Better than Pizza Hut. I don't know.
Gorgeous.
Put it that way. It's better.
All right.
All right, so bite of the pizza itself, bite of the crust. That's good. Yep, get it all over the counter. I can tell you it's hotter than you'd get it at a pizza place, bringing it home and all that good stuff. So, all right, and a bite of the crust.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's good. There's no excuse if you're cooking a pizza at home to not do a garlic crust.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
I really like the salt around it too.
Yeah.
Gives it more flavor.
The jalapenos are fine. They don't add too much spice. We obviously left the seeds in for that reason because we like the spice, but I think that's really good. I mean, I would take this. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 pizza places around us, and we have about 30 of them, that I would take their pizza over ours at home.
But ours was pretty easy, and it's cheaper.
It is much cheaper. Dough costs nothing. The ingredients cost nothing. If you have a Costco membership, good for you. You can get like 18 pounds of mozzarella cheese for like $3. If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. So, but that's about it. So, thank you for watching another episode of Tubby Time. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember, make your pizza at home. It's much better. You can do it whatever you want. However, you can do it however you want to do.
That was really good.
That's good.
That's blooper worthy.
All right, guys. Take care. We're going to go be fat. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay sterile, and love life.